And welcome back to Area DMG. I am your host, Philip Wesley, the Mile High Mouth. You can listen to my podcasts at radiodmg.com or check out our reviews and download guide coverage at dmgice.com. Today on Area DMG, we're going to talk a little bit about changing the battery on a Nintendo 3DS XL. Now, first things first, you're going to want to turn off your 3DS XL. Now, just turn it off, make sure it powers off and powers down. Remember, when you take out the battery, it is going to reset your time and date settings, so you'll need to set those again. But let's go ahead, actually, just to make sure and stabilize this a little bit, and because, just in case, I'm going to put a little cloth here between these screens. You don't have to, but I'm going to. Now, okay, we've got this here. Let's turn her over. Now, when you're going to change the battery for that, you need a glasses screwdriver. This screwdriver over here, it's pretty small. It's for glasses. You can find these in glasses kits and such. It's small enough for us to use on the 3DS XL. Now, there's two screws you're going to take off on here. One's right here, and one's right here. You don't actually have to take out the stylus or anything. You don't have to do that at all. Some places, when they're recommending this, will say, yeah, take the game out, this out, etc., etc. You don't have to. It's not actually part of the cover. Now, don't worry about the serial number. I've already registered that, so I don't really care that it's showing up in the video. Anyways, when you're going to go ahead and do this, remember it's left loose, right tight. Okay, you pop that in there and then just take that out. See? And for this one here, let's see. Okay, we've just taken those out. And, well, that's all we need that for. So, yeah, see that right there? We've hit that. And on the side of this is a little notch. If you have a fingernail there, you can just go pop that notch. And then there's another one on this side. We'll just pop that notch. See, this is but before we do that, before we go any further in that, you just need to get this one out of the way as well. Let's pop that out on that side. Yeah, just be gentle with it. It'll be fine. And then it just lifts up. See? It's attached by these three little runners to these little areas here. Now, your serial number for your 3DS is also inside. So if anything ever happens to this backing case, or if you replace it or whatnot, your serial number is still inside where it can be protected. That's always a good thing to notice. Anyways, here's the battery. It's part SPR003. You can purchase other ones of these from Nintendo. It's 3.7 volts. This is a US unit. It's also 1,750 mAh, 6.5 WH, so watts and all that. It's a lithium battery, so if your battery's ever dead and you have to replace it, you are going to need to, you can't throw them away, you have to take them to a place to recycle them. Anyways, there's a little notch here, you just lift it out, and that happens. It's easy to lift out and take out. You can even do it with your fingernail or so. But yeah, while we're here, we can also clean like the edges or use canned air on it. But yes, that's how you access that. Now, when you take out that battery to replace it, like let's say Nintendo makes a higher capacity battery in the future, make sure the contacts are fine, make sure all those are matching. Like if you're having any trouble with your 3DS, or if it turns off unexpectedly, excuse me, I had something like that happen with my DSi XL, where it turned off unexpectedly or it wasn't holding a charge. If it's not holding a charge, your battery light will blink red multiple times. If that happens, the easiest thing to do and the easiest way to fix it up real quickly is to take the battery cover out, take the battery out, and then put it back in. Sometimes it might not be touching the contacts correctly, or there might be dust between there that got in the way, that type of thing. That's why the canned air and all that. Now, putting it back on is also pretty simple. You just line these three edges here up to these three edges here, like so, and then pop it over, and it clicks into place. And then, of course, righty-tighty. Now, when you turn this on, it's going to take a little bit longer to boot up the first time. I normally have my 3DS asleep, so, it's not used to turning on and off from that. In fact, the on time for a 3DS is actually kind of long the first time you turn it on, especially with further firmwares and such. And give it a little second, like we hit on. There we go. But you'll notice that then on the top part here, the time and date has reset. Your play coins didn't reset, but your steps also reset. So what you'll need to do now is go to your system settings, and of course set your times. That's another settings in date and time. Today's date, 2012, December 18th, 2012. Yep, I know. And then of course current time. We're recording this at 1:15, so since it uses military time, that would be 13:15. Got it? Done. 13:15, which is 1 o'clock. Of course, we can set all that stuff in our profile and such. You do not need to recalibrate the touchscreen, but I always suggest people do that. And then, of course, to check it's calibrated correctly. Okay, touchscreen's been calibrated. But yeah, that's how you change the battery, or if you get the red blinking light of doom and it's not carrying a charge, you'll just need to take the battery out and put it back in. In the future, Nintendo may sell additional batteries that are longer life, and that would be kind of great. Whenever you're saving your settings, I've noticed that the Nintendo 3DS doesn't like to have you messing around with its settings too much. So it takes it a little bit of time to load after every time you do that. So, yeah, that's it. That's what you do for that. It won't hurt your save data. All your swap notes will be there. All your play coins will be there. But your date and time will need to be fixed after that. So, there you go. Now you know how to change the battery on a 3DS XL. And thank you for watching. I'm Philip Wesley, the Mile High Mouth, with Radio DMG and Area DMG and DMGice.com. So, until next video, thank you, good night, and remember to spay and neuter your fanboys or fangirls.